Dr. Beth Peterson is an orthopedic surgeon, and Dr. Debrah Wurtzfield is a surgical oncologist, and they're both executive coaches from Alberta, Canada. Individually, they have worked extensively with physician leaders and women coaches on their performance. They recently joined forces to delve into the realm of confidence and how it can empower performance. They are here to introduce you to the law of confidence and RISE technique so that you can be the best version of yourself. So the title of their talk is Confidence and in Medicine. Welcome. It's great to have you here.
Thank you, everyone. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. So good afternoon, everyone. It's really a pleasure to be here, and it's great to follow Sonia. And I thought I was in the wrong session for a minute there, but thinking about my future self now. And it's really an honor for Beth and I to be joining you this afternoon and to speak about some of the important work that we are doing around confidence in empowering performance and with our company Inspire Mindset MD. So we're going to share with you some of the pain points or derailers of confidence that all women experience from time to time. And it was interesting in our research around this that yes, all women do suffer from this. Even women who are world leaders and successful professional athletes have been found to suffer from some of these issues, which can impact their performance.
Thank you, Debrah, for the introduction. I think Debrah's going to advance the slide in just a sec here. So as mentioned, Debrah and I are both surgeons as well as executive coaches. When COVID closed our operating rooms back in March, this prevented us as well as many of our surgical colleagues from working. And Debrah and I started talking about some of the challenges that surgeons, but also physicians, and in fact, all professional women, including coaches, would face given a significant shift in their work environment due to an imposed absence. Many people think that a return to work after an absence or after they pivot their work schedule, even if it's for the better, should be like riding a bike where you can simply pick it up and return to normal at any time because you have the competence or the skills to do the job. But we all know that not everyone can do this. And so as Debrah and I thought about what gets in the way of some people just getting back on the bike to ride it, we realized how important confidence is to successful performance. Well-trained women professionals, be they physicians, coaches, or otherwise, have competence. However, almost all of us struggle with confidence from time to time, and this can impact our performance. With this knowledge and an extensive review of the confidence literature, we came up with the equation: performance, empowered performance, equals competence plus confidence. We talked with women about how confidence, or the lack of it, has impaired their performance, and heard stories about watching colleagues advance into the position that they wanted, not feeling as if they were compensated well enough, not getting the clients that they would like, or not having the life that they feel they deserve. We started really talking about why people struggle with confidence, and we realized that there are 6 main derailers of confidence, which we divided into 3 groups. The first 2 are feeling not good enough and thinking negatively about yourself. These relate to how you think and can be addressed by shifting to a growth mindset and spending some time mindfully to realize that you are not your thoughts. The second 2 address how you relate to the world around you. They are not having the skills of confidence and being prepared. These can be addressed by learning how to use your posture and speech, as well as habits and rituals to help you act in a manner that displays confidence. Here, the actions of confidence come before the feelings of confidence. The last 2 are having no organized network to support you and help you advance in your career, and also feeling isolated. These address how you interact with other people and within your various social systems. They can be overcome by intentionally creating a supportive network or your own personal board of directors and building relationship currency by being authentic and at times vulnerable. As we worked with professional women around these concepts, we considered what empowered performance looks like. As mentioned before, we heard stories about how lacking confidence impacted performance and prevented women from being well paid in the jobs they want, with the clients or patients they want, all while having the work-life balance they need. They were not feeling valued. we've learned that the confidence is important because it allows people to live their absolute worth. We call this the law of confidence. Live your absolute worth. The more confident our clients became, the more they wanted to advocate for themselves and their needs. In speaking with other coaches, other women coaches, we began to see that this knowledge could assist them in getting more clients, increasing their income, and becoming more successful. It sounds easy, but we soon realized that just knowing the concepts was not enough to feel confident. It takes practice. I'm going to hand it over to Debrah now to walk you through the RISE framework, which is a tool we created to assist you in achieving empowered performance, even in the face of your fears.
So thank you, Beth. And as Beth said, stepping up to the plate to use these new tools and strategies to empower your performance can incite feelings of fear and uncertainty. And what we mean by performance is really what some people were discussing over lunch. And it's really what you see as your performance. It's not something that's put upon you by your job or your institution, but really what is your vision for success? And Beth and I understand that confidence is much more complex than just some simple tools or skills. And as some of you, including Stephanie and Ursula, said this morning, for a lot of us, it's consistent daily work that we have to think about this. So Beth and I have been there in those moments, like you, where we believe we can't hold our head up or we can speak what we need to do in order to get where we need to go, even in our coaching roles. So we understood that women needed a more comprehensive framework around how they can rise to face their fears in what they're trying to do to live their vision. So we developed this RISE framework, which allows you to use the tools and strategies of building confidence and to move forward despite how you might be feeling. So it centers really on 4 important constructs, which I have up here on the screen, which is recognizing your strengths, incorporating mindfulness. A lot of people have already spoken about mindfulness today and how we can incorporate that into our daily activities, setting realistic goals, and envisioning future success. So this framework is really built on the evidence that we derive from our review of the literature around women and confidence. And I'm going to take the next few minutes just to talk to you about each of these ideas. So the first element in the RISE framework is recognizing your personal strengths. So some of the tools of confidence involve acting with confidence despite not feeling confident in the moment. So it's in these very moments where we have to know what our strengths are, and we have to step up to the table with these strengths. For example, speaking up in a room full of people like yourselves, I find this a daunting task. However, one of my strengths is mentoring, sponsoring, and networking and connecting successful women. And I know I can only do that if I'm able to speak up in rooms like this. So we know that women have a much more difficult time speaking up to their strengths, identifying, and really verbalizing their strengths. However, this is imperative to your confidence and to your performance. And a simple way might be just to ask a friend or colleague what your strengths are. Oftentimes, we don't know what our strengths are, or by completing some type of strengths finder inventory, for example. So there's a very obvious concept, and I think several of you have spoken about this morning, including Sonia, and we have the ability to put certain thoughts or beliefs into our mind, but when thoughts arise for us around fear or uncertainty, oftentimes we don't have control over those. And this is often where women get sidetracked because they don't think that they can speak or act in a confident manner unless they feel confident. However, you do have control how you act. And this can be enhanced by intentional practices of mindfulness. And a lot of people will speak to this in terms of floating away negative feelings on a stream or in passing clouds. And this can really help you get to where you need to go and to provide that space between your thoughts at times and your actions. And as Viktor Frankl stated, between the stimulus and response, there's a space, and this is a space which allows us to really think about how we're going to move forward. And I love that quote. And Beth and I see this space really as that area where you can let go of negative thoughts and emotions and act in a way which is congruent with being confident, even if you're not feeling that way. So for example, when I'm coaching a new client, I don't always feel confident about that. I'm sure there are many in this room who don't feel confident about that, but in actually stepping up to the plate and coaching people, that's where you become more confident in what you're doing. So fear doesn't force us to action. I think we have to recognize that, and mindfulness can allow us to put our fears aside and to act and speak in a confident manner despite your fears of doing so. So letting your thoughts float away. Another aspect of combating fear is setting realistic goals for ourselves. I think, as Erin was saying previously, we are very much type A badass women. We like to set really great goals, but sometimes we have to break those down. And Beth and I don't expect that when we work with people around these tools and strategies of confidence that they're going to be able to use them all the time. And that they're going to be able to use them when they have unrealistic or unsupported goals. So you'll be most successful, I think, as a physician or coach or anywhere in your life, and many of you know this, if you set realistic goals, not only for your confidence, but for everything that you're doing. And Beth and I recommend that you find someone who can assist you in setting goals and holding you accountable for reaching them. Perhaps you need to start with smaller goals, such as acting confidently only during certain times of the day. Or maybe you need to start by just discussing goal setting with a friend or mentor. And whatever that looks like, just recognizing that that's okay, wherever you're coming from in that moment. So the final aspect of the RISE framework, and I really love this part of it, is really facing uncertainty by envisioning what success looks like. And this is really different than setting goals in that it applies to the specific situation that you find yourself in right here, right now. And what does success look like? For example, I might envision what success looks like for a particular operation that I might be performing right now today. And I might define for myself that success would mean that I can complete the operation, that I can really let my team function well around me, and that the patient gets to the recovery room in good condition. So then I can align my actions around what I'm doing in those three areas. And I found it very helpful to verbalize to my team when I might be wanting to ask for an intraoperative consultation with someone, that this is really aligned with the goals of making sure that the patient gets to the recovery room. So really, we've been very fortunate to work together to develop these concepts. And I'd like to hand it over to Beth to tie it all together.
Thank you, Debrah. Our goal is to empower women professionals, physicians, and coaches to achieve their optimal performance. In working as a coach's coach in this arena, we want to show you how you can help your clients become aware of the interaction between competence, the skills that they gain with their training, and confidence, which is a skill that can be learned at any age. Like many people, you might assume that confidence is innate or a byproduct of attaining competence. But we know that no matter where you are in your career as a physician or a coach, the derailers of confidence can arise and impact your performance. When this happens, you will not be able to live your absolute worth. It doesn't matter if your goal is to excel in your coaching practice, to gain recognition as a skilled professional, or to figure out how to adjust your life to work on your own terms. You decide your worth, and you need the confidence to claim it. We work with professional women to gain the confidence they need to live their absolute worth. We would like to close by thanking Erin and Kathy for the opportunity to present today, and for all the audience who are here today for your participation. It is really a great honor that we can be part of this conference. And we're very touched that we'll be able to share our important work with you. Please let us know if you have any questions.
That's right. Put those questions in the chat box.
Thank you. Thank you. That was just fantastic.